boat from the map. Naval capabilities. So things we know. And it could only be... We had academic. And it can only be one of the remaining 2 modes we haven't used, which is either tribal or agricultural. We use this. This is on that plaque for Vera. Used, just used, used, used. So it's either tribal or agricultural. So that means... So that's the correct lines. So we just have to guess, like, the weather pattern, essentially, with the 2 different ones. Oh, that was white. Fuck. Looks like a sea vessel to me. Thank you, guys. There's the white one. I mean, this in theory could be correct. No. Okay, so now we keep this, and we just got to change the line style. And of course, it resets the fucking outside every time. No, it didn't show any storms on the boat stamp. Looks like pretty clear skies. There's birds flying around and shit. Heat, rainy. We tried straight black line. Foggy. Windy, maybe? Because it's a sail, right? It's a sail ship. Actually, that would make sense. So that's sail. And then white. So let's try the agriculture. White is almost a certainty. Boat is a certainty. That's got to be one of those 2. So the lines types must be wrong. Let's try like regular weather. Got it. So agricultural here. Number 6. Yes, how agricultural. There's a pumpkin or whatever the fuck. After a short sea voyage, we arrived on the main island of Mora Jai last night in good spirits. The people here are belligerent in their politeness after spending a full day among the just as afraid of eating another dish as I am of rejecting their offers. I may try to sneak away tomorrow and spend some time alone with my books. I've noticed that each realm I visit has one thing in common. They each have been short on solitude. So I'm just gonna get the other sayings with keys, man. Warjaw boxes were popular fad in the 30s among both peerage and common crowds. These small mechanical puzzle boxes originated in Island Warjaw as a children's game, but quickly gained popularity among seafarers. Oh, we've read this before. Well, they may have ended. Just let me remember what we get for. Yeah, we read that particular one. I think white, I assume. Gray. I think this rotates everything 1 unit clockwise. Yellows go up. And these spread. We have to separate. This will spread to the 2 grays. And then we have to separate those somehow. I see. So this should spread. Perfect. And now we just have to jangle these around. We just have to separate them by one. We're good. I guess. Fucking nailed it. Out of 6 solved. Well, 6 out of 8, but we haven't opened up the 8 yet. 7 and 8. And those ones will be easy to solve because there's like one of them is basically solved for us, and the other one just by default will have the remaining one, green, flight, whatever. Getting the keys, on the other hand, is proving rather difficult. We might be able to brute force the bulletin board now a bit, too. We have 6 of 8 visiting points, and the rest we can kind of fill in. Right? In theory. It's only a third microchip. That is so true. Vesticle, my testicle. See if we can get the book store. And we'll take out like that we did. Yeah, we didn't do the history of Arindia regular, but we did that. Yep. Oh, what's that? Well, we have the library open. Take a look at them records, boys. Not that. My first ticket claim, sledgehammer. Contraptions. Would electromagnet help with anything? Burning glass we've used. Detector shovel we've used. Dowsing rod I think was just for the doors. Power hammer, lucky purse, jackhammer. Pick sound amplifier. Like these two, I don't know. Would they be useful for anything? We got our full stamp collection as well. What does this say? Stamps found in the estate and inspected will be added to this page. Okay. Largest purchase. Swinbird plushie. Planetarium most avoided. Let's not worry about that. Alright. Makes sense. 8 stamps for the 8 realms. That was big F now. No. On bookstore. I could spend stars, right? Yeah, let's spend a couple. Bookshop. Have there been any new books added? Nope. Okay. So we got everything we need for the bookstore. We can safely... It's our last key. That's a bad thing. In fact, might need to take the locksmith to buy some keys. Let's buy a special key. See what we get. It's probably gonna be a prism key or a silver key. Should be good for now. Is there an item in here? No. Secret Garden means we definitely want to get to room 46, especially because we might actually be able to solve that bulletin board thing. We know 6 of the 8 locations, and it should be pretty easy to fill in the blanks between them. Because some of the postcards were like, I just came from here, and I'm here now. So that I just came from here might be one of the missing Sanctum postcards that we have, but it'll be easy to... Should. Well, it depends which ones are which, but it should, in theory. Like, we have a pretty good shot at it, you know? Which one's this? This is a good secret garden. Wow, what's happening tomorrow, Chrome? Is something special happening? Is something French happening tomorrow? Perhaps some kind of expedition? Perhaps of the 23 variety? Mayhaps a little clair obscur, which means clear obscure. How weird. Yeah, I know it comes out of 3 a.m. our time. I gotta change this around. I want to open up both areas up there. What's up, Garrett? Red Pirate Software beat this game easily, bro. He's just smarter than everyone ever. Is the thing with him. I don't know. He's just built diff. He's just built diff, dude. Steps. Keys we can buy if we need. We definitely don't want the ballroom. That would break our gems pretty badly. But what about third breakfast? I mean puberty. Is the greenhouse one of the rooms? No, it was the patio. Her ladyship's spare bedroom. Sure. Then we have to curl left. Your allowance has been raised. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we get perma gold per bedroom, so that was good. I kind of forgot about that. We could do a do we have a bedroom yet? Like a regular bedroom? We actually don't. So if we prism key this, we'll get another bedroom choice. And if it's the regular bedroom, that'd be really good. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, the boudoir is also good. Although we can reroll that. Let's do boudoir. No reason spending our stars. They're hard earned. Much harder earned than these dice. Oh, fuck. 12, 25. Alright. So this room's important, and we're going to use rerolls here. We have to make it a T-shape. I mean, that works. We have 101 steps. So, should be good. Which means we also have access to the candy shop. Nice. Room 46. Yeah, see, like, we have Jones, Sinclair, Epson, and then this marigold one is just missing. I don't know if we find it and put it there, or like what's going on with that. Maybe that's where the safe is. I've seen all this. Okay. So, let's bust out them postcards, yo. I think we can close this now. That's one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. No, I don't think that's the conference room. I'm not actually sure which room that is. Yeah, we did the Major thing. The Major thing. Okay, so let's see here. We arrived here after a few days of sailing. Okay, so what we know is Arch Ares in the top right had to come from across the sea. Damn it. So this followed somewhere from over here. 8 realms in 8 months. The objective was simple enough, but in what order, what route, and where to start? Questions like these are the ones I tend to ignore, as planning has never been my strong suit. Well then, in the true spirit of adventure, I have departed, forsaking both map and plan, and as it happens, the road has taken me south. It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the Old King landmark as black in realm as it is in name, and a story I feel closely connected to. This is Arinda Ares, right? Which is this area here. I am actually writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. That's Fen Ares, which is also here. I was a little disappointed that there's been not a drop of rain in Raja, as every Rajan story I've ever heard has begun with rain. I suppose the anecdotes I make on this trip will have to do without flavorful setting. However, even with rain, the puddles and ponds that dot the countryside make this place feel different than home. It doesn't really tell us anything. Countryside, but coming from where? There have been fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up the mountains to attend to my correspondence. I find myself regretting having bring so many books. This is the first one I visited without porters. Here, every person is expected to carry their own belongings, and if you can't, you throw away that which is expendable. It's looking like I'll be bringing back less souvenirs than I planned. I never expected to appreciate the cold, but the frigid weather is a welcome relief coming from the sweltering shores of Vera. Okay, so that means Korarika comes after Vera. Okay, and this comes after somewhere there. After a short sea voyage, we arrived on the main island of Morajai last night in good spirits. The people here are belligerent in their politeness, and after spending a full day among the blah blah blah, just as afraid, noticed a realm I visited one thing in common. A short sea voyage. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I assume nuances in the middle. So is it like maybe this? This is one of the unknown ones. And this is technically one we haven't discovered yet, but very clearly stated he went there from there. So maybe something like that, that, and that. No. Arrived after a few days of sailing in Arch Ares. Could also be this. That to that. After a few days of sailing, and made me realize we arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railroad tracks extended all the way north. Arch Ares is a destination which I'm well acquainted, having traveled here countless times on business. This time, however, I will avoid the familiar towns and factories. Does it imply that he went from here up and use the boat instead. Like this. And then this, and then this, and then this. Right, because he's like, oh, the railroads would have been so good to have. Because he flew this time, or took the ship this time. Four, five, six. Eight realms in 8 months. The objective was simple enough, but in what order, what route, and where to start? Questions like these are the ones I tend to ignore, as planning has never been my strong suit. Well then, in the true spirit of adventure, I have departed, forsaking both map and plan as it happens. The road has taken me south. It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the old kingdom. The landmark is Blackened Realm, as it is in name. But south is Araja. If he travels south to that place first, where the fuck did he start from? Looks like you're only pitting 7 realms because there are only 7 realms. 1 in 8 were civil war. Ages ago, that's what the history books are for. It used to be the Black Realm, then it got freedomed into the Red Realm. It's Orinda Ares, and you can see it from the kids' geography things. Arch Ares, and this is Orinda Ares, but Fen Ares is in there. And then there's Araja, Nuance. See, that's why the 1 and the 2 are dotted, I think. Then there's Morjai, Vera, Korarika. Arrived here after a few days of sailing. It made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. 8 realms, okay. I'm actually writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. I suppose I should put forth the extra effort and drop it in the mail. Remind Anne to replace the books I lost. A little disappointed there has not been a drop of rain during my time here, as every original story I've ever heard begin with rain. I suppose anecdotes make this trip into that flavorful setting, however, and on the rain, the puddles and ponds make this place feel different than home. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2. Fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up the mountains to attend my correspondence, and I find myself regretting I ever bought so many books. First one I visited without porters, every person expected to carry. I never expected to appreciate the cold, but the frigid weather here was a welcome relief from the sweltering shores of Vera. So we know for sure 6, like, this leads to this, based on that, for sure. After a short sea voyage to Morajai, last night in good spirits. This looks like a short sea voyage here. Could not be, though. Yeah, this is also maybe a short sea voyage. Like, it could be this. This doesn't seem like a short sea voyage, 3 to 4. Oh, I guess it was a short sea voyage. Okay. I don't know about that being a short sea voyage. But, okay. It works. The deed. Oh, thank God we have our fucking magnifying glass. Lord Arthur. Luck is better than skill. I'm sure one of those would have said something else important, but we had 6 out of 8. That's enough. Certified copy property deed. Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Orave of Trinsdale. And you, Finn Clark, Stationers, Reddington, Fen Aries, satisfied of record. Deed. Know all men by these presents. That Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the northern range of the Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey to the bearer of this document, Lady Arave of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Holy Leaf Mountain, with all the rights, privileges, and appurtenances thereunto belonging. Boundaries. The property of Mount Holly consists of dense woods flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by mountain spring streams, and punctuated by several runoff waterfalls. This area is sheltered between the summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning across 80-odd acres of land. The property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded by the sea, south of the steep crags, and abutting the east by the high road to Tanner Fork. Covenants. Oh god, it's Shadowlands. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, covenant, promise and agree that Lady Oravel, her heirs, and assigns that I am lawfully seized and possessed of the said premises, that the same are free and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to the said Lady Orave, her heirs, and assigns, and that I will warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever. In hand and seal I make my mark in the grand year of Fen Aries, 1912. Lord Arthur Clementine. Okay. The Last Will and Testament of Herbert Sinclair. I, Herbert Sinclair of Mount Holly Estate in Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and I hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I declare that I am not and never been married and have no children. First, I direct that all debts and outstanding expenses be paid as soon as my decease is possible, after my decease is possible. Secondly, I direct all servants and staff my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such occasion until such a time a new master of Mount Holly bids their return. In the event of the aforesaid reserves for this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate are found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment and do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Thirdly, to my faithful Hartley Rota, sounds familiar, that name, I hereby gift to him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devoted service. Oh, that was his old, that's right. I directed that my executor take such steps are necessary to transfer ownership to said lake house to Hartley Rota, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Furthermore, to my late cousin Tillin's 2 children, Courtney Farine and Rygard Farine, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions, I grant each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour. For only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them, the patience and wisdom that comes with maturity.